What's up, guys? It's me on. I am back with another video. And with the NASCAR Cup season now reaching the All-Star break, essentially the midway point of the regular season, I figured it'd be a good time to take a look at the season that has been so far and give my predictions for the remainder of the season and see how much of those changed from preseason. Spoiler, they're going to change a lot. With that being said, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you all. Thank you all that have subscribed as of late. I have hit 640 subscribers in maybe the last 2 days. And the first two videos I made on the whole Naomi Sasha walkout thing, those have steadily increased to 2.5 and 2.2 thousand views respectively. Thank you. I appreciate it. With that said, let's go ahead and let's jump into this. Also, quick note, if you didn't see in the community tab, no race reviews this week. Truck race starts when I'm at work. Xfinity race, I'm going to be busy, and Cup race is the All-Star race, so I'm not going to review that. But for the season that has been so far, another year, 2 years in a row, where we have a lot of different winners heading into the midway point of the regular season. Only two drivers have won twice. Ross Chastain and William Byron. Byron getting it done at Atlanta and Martinsville. And then Chastain pulling off his wins at Coda and Talladega. Who would have thought that they would be the ones to get 2 wins on the season with everybody else either having won one race or not at all. And interestingly enough, drivers such as Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, they don't have wins yet. Brad Keselowski's another one. So this has been a weird season. Obviously the tire issues have been one of the biggest talking points. But it's played a role in some of the outcomes because it can screw your day over. But I think with the next gen car, it has brought a lot of parity to the Cup Series. I mean, Austin Cindric, yeah, it's Daytona and all, but he won the Daytona 500 first year in the Cup Series, and then just a few races later, Chase Briscoe gets his first win in his second full-time Cup season. Then Chastain, as I mentioned before. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead, take a look at the rest of the regular season schedule and the playoffs. Let's give some predictions. So, All-Star race, I'm just going to say Kyle Busch, because why not? Charlotte, the Coke 600. I'm going to take Joey Logano. He just got the job done back at Darlington. Hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but, better than others. He has his win, so that's good. I think he becomes the third driver to win more than one race. Then we get to Gateway. Gateway making its Cup Series debut. And in my preseason predictions, I had Brad Keselowski take that race. Well, he has not had a great year. That penalty is really going to bite him in the ass unless he can fucking get a win. I'm just saying. But for this race, I'm going to take a guy who has come up just close to winning a few times this year, and a couple of times last year too, and that's Tyler Reddick. I think he finally gets it done. He becomes another new winner, another first-time winner, not just in the season, but in his Cup career, and that will make it 12 drivers with wins so far this season. Chase Elliott picks up win number 2 at Sonoma because it's a road course. Ross Chastain picks up his third win of the season, this time at Nashville. You look back at last year, this portion of the schedule, and everybody remembers Kyle Larson's dominance. Look back at Nashville last year. Ross Chastain drove his way up to, I believe, finishing second in that race, if I'm not mistaken. I think he can get it done because Larson has not looked like the world beater that he was last year. And speaking of, I have him winning Road America the following week. So Chastain gets win number 3, Larson gets win number 2, and then Ryan Blaney. I think this is the only prediction that I have that stays the same from the preseason predictions to this video. Ryan Blaney takes the win at Atlanta. He's running second in points without a win so far. Like Chase Elliott was in the points lead for quite a bit, and he didn't have a win until he won at Dover. The thing about that is, I think Blaney only has one DNF and Elliott has none, and they've both done really good in terms of finishes. So that's why they're up near the front, near the front in points, and especially why Elliott has the gap that he does over Blaney in points. I think Blaney will get it done. He will get his first win of the season at Atlanta. And then at my home track, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, Christopher Bell, the guy who I watched win the Xfinity Series race last year, winning his third Xfinity race in a row at NHMS, when he runs in Xfinity, I think he takes it up a notch and he wins the Cup race because he knows how to drive around that racetrack. He really does, and I think he can parlay that into into a Cup Series victory and become the next new winner this season. So joining Tyler Reddick here on the back half of the season. Joining Reddick and Blaney, I should say. So now you add 3 more winners. That's 14. 14 on the season. Only 2 playoff spots left. It's coming down to the wire. I've got Chase Elliott pegged for a Pocono victory, which gives him win number 3 on the season. I have Chase Briscoe picking up another victory at the Indianapolis Road Course. We know he can do it. He would have won last year if he didn't get put in the grass, going into the first corner, and then subsequently took out Denny Hamlin because fuck everything, which is still funny to look back on. But hopefully the curbs aren't a problem this time around, if you know what I mean. So then we go to Michigan, and I had picked Joey Logano back in the preseason. I'm going to pick his teammate Ryan Blaney to score the win here to get his second win of the season. And then Martin Truex Jr., he finally gets it done and becomes winner number 15. He wins at Richmond. It's kind of crazy how he doesn't have a win yet. You would think he would have won Martinsville, but that didn't happen. He's looked good, but he hasn't looked great, I guess. And he's going to need a win going into the playoffs because I think by this point in the season, because Richmond is the third to last race of the regular season, if Martin Truex Jr. does not have a win by then, if he doesn't get a win at all, he's not going to look good for the playoffs. So I think he will lock himself in with the victory at Richmond. He'll probably lock himself in anyway, points-wise, but regardless. Kyle Larson picks up his third victory this season, winning at Watkins Glen, a course that has been known for Hendrick drivers to win a bunch. And then we get to the Daytona regular season finale. 1 playoff spot left. And there are several different candidates to, going into this race to potentially walk out of it in a playoff spot. And even if, whether it's because of somebody winning, and getting in, or a driver who has already won winning and then just having it be on points. You look at the candidates for this spot by this point: Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Eric Almirola, Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones. Harrison Burton hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but I guess you can kind of throw him in there if he has a big rebound later on. hell, even Justin Haley for that matter. Um, they're all going to go into this race at Daytona figuring one of them has to win or they've got to be the one locked in for that 16th spot on points if somebody else wins again. I'm taking Bubba Wallace to win Daytona. He came so goddamn close to winning the Daytona 500, and I picked him to win the Daytona 500. Ah, damn it. Actually, the only one of my preseason picks that I actually got right was Denny Hamlin back at Richmond. Nice. Um, but that being said, Bubba Wallace gets it done at Daytona. He becomes the 16th different winner. And I would probably make the argument that this is how Kevin Harvick misses the playoffs. Because if he doesn't win, he'll probably be the guy in that 16th spot on points. Probably would be locked in unless somebody's like close enough to him in points to potentially knock him out if something happens. Or unless somebody else wins. That's not Harvick and not a driver that's already won. Bubba Wallace is that guy. So, sorry, Kevin. Bye-bye. So with that being said, the playoff field would be Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, and Chase Elliott at the top with 3 wins apiece. Blaney, Byron, Logano, and Briscoe each with 2, and then everybody else has 1 win. Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Austin Cindric, Denny Hamlin, Kurt Busch, and Bubba Wallace. Now, guys like Hamlin and Kyle Busch, and maybe even Truex Jr., they could win multiple times. Don't get me wrong, they could. The thing is, notice how all 3 of them are Joe Gibbs racing cars. And you can throw Bell in there too and make all 4. Joe Gibbs Racing oftentimes has not had the greatest of luck this year, especially looking at Denny Hamlin. Like, the fact that he has the win at Richmond and is locked into the playoffs is a godsend because otherwise his season has been abysmal. He is outside the top 20 in points. He's had bad luck all over the fucking place. And honestly, he'll probably rebound in the second half of the season, but even still, when you look at the stuff that Chastain's done, Elliott and Blaney's consistency, Larson being Larson, and some of these other guys, it's just going to make it even. The first half of the season, how it's been for Hamlin, is going to make it even harder for him come playoff time. Unless he just goes scorched earth policy and wins a shit ton of races in the second half. Who knows? So we enter the first round of the playoffs. Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol. And I have William Byron avenging what happened to him at Darlington just a few weeks ago. Maybe not without giving Joey Logano some payback. And just imagine if the roles are reversed and Logano's in the lead and Byron's running him down in second, coming to the end of that race. Oh boy, I'd want to see that. But William Byron scores his 3rd victory of the season and wins at Darlington, locks himself into the second round. Then we go to Kansas. I'm going to take Tyler Reddick to score the victory there. The second of his Cup career, second of the season. He advances. And then Kyle Larson takes home the Bristol win, or the victory at Bristol 2 years in a row. Hopefully this time without shenanigans between Elliott and Harvick, but we'll see. So Byron, Reddick, and Larson lock their way in on on wins. I have Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Chase Briscoe, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, and Kurt Busch advancing to the round of 12 on points, meaning Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Austin Cindric, and Bubba Wallace are out. Hamlin, it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, he has had an abysmal first half of the season. He needs to show up in the second half and not just rely on the one win. He's got to get stage wins. He's got to get stage points. Otherwise, he's going to enter the playoffs at a disadvantage, and it's not going to look good for him. Bell, to a lesser extent, I mean, he gets his win at New Hampshire, which will put him in. Um, but outside of that, I don't think he has a lot in the way of stage points right now. Definitely not in terms of playoff points. Um, Gonna have to figure that one out. And then for Cindric and Wallace, they're probably the two guys that you can look at and say, yeah, they're probably going out in the first round. And it's nothing wrong with that. They made it. Cindric, they both won at Daytona, and Cindric at the 500, Wallace at in the summer race, and making it there is a big deal. Especially for Cindric, this being his rookie season. Wallace, it would be his first time making the playoffs and whatnot. Um, and it gives you something to build off of heading into next season. So then we head into the round of 12, Texas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. Easily the wild card round of the playoffs. Texas, I'm going to take Alex Bowman. Please, win at Texas and kill off that track once and for all, please. Please, sir. That'd be nice. I've got Ryan Blaney to win at Talladega because he just knows how to win at Talladega, so why not? Gotta throw that one in there. And then for the Charlotte Roval, I'm not taking Larson or Elliott. I'm taking Ross Chastain. I mean, he ran pretty damn good at Coda. Of course he did. He won. We're gonna have to see how he does at Sonoma, Road America, and Watkins Glen. But he's figured this next gen car out, it feels like. I mean, he has the most top fives out of anybody with 7, I believe. And as long as he can stay consistent, oh boy. So Bowman, Blaney, and Chastain win their way into the round of 8. Joining them, I have Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, William Byron, and Kyle Busch, meaning Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick, Martin Truex Jr., and Kurt Busch get knocked out. For Briscoe and Reddick, this is a big year for them. Both of them getting their first career Cup victories. Briscoe, both of them getting 2 apiece, at least the way I see it. And they've gotten nowhere to go but up. For Truex Jr., if he doesn't get a win in the regular season, he might even go out first round. But that and the first round is tracks that he's pretty good at. If I remember correctly, I had him getting knocked out in the first round as my bold prediction, and he completely shut me the fuck up. So congrats. But I think he gets knocked out in the second round, and then Kurt Busch, same thing. Gets knocked out second round, but that's a big. But to have both the 23XI's cars in the playoffs, that's big. Both of them getting wins, that's big. You'll love to see it. So then we head to the round of 8. Las Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville. Las Vegas, I've got Ryan Blaney punching his ticket to the Final Four. He finally makes it there. Thought he'd make it last year, but unfortunately he didn't. So Ryan Blaney will get a shot at the Cup title this year. Homestead, I mean, how can you not pick anybody but Kyle Larson? Because Kyle Larson, when they ran Homestead as the championship finale, you usually found Larson near the front at the end, and whatnot. I think he gets it done there. He punches his ticket with a chance to defend his title. And then I'm going to take Christopher Bell to win at Martinsville. Non-playoff driver winning, but I think that'd be pretty cool for him to do. And so, therefore, joining Blaney and Larson in the Final Four will be Ross Chastain and Chase Elliott on points, meaning Joey Logano, Alex Bowman, William Byron, and Kyle Busch get knocked out. For Byron, obviously I have him winning at Darlington, but if he can get out of the first round, I feel like he can go far. Bowman, as of right now, I think Bowman is more of a bold prediction to say that he will get this far. Granted, again, I have him winning in the second round, so that's why he's here. But, still. Kyle Busch, he outlasts his JGR teammates to make it all the way to the round of 8, but unfortunately comes up short. And for Joey Logano, I think in the end, the points gap that Elliott has built up so far, it's going to help, as long as he can keep that going, it's going to help him out come playoff time. And I don't think Joey Logano is going to have enough to get around him, especially when we get to Martinsville, because I mean, both of them have won there, but I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be Elliott clinching that final spot. So, therefore, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Ross Chastain, and Chase Elliott will get to go to Phoenix to battle for the championship. And call me crazy, but as of right now, from what I've seen, I'm taking Ross Chastain to win at Phoenix and win the championship. All right? Now, look back at that race at Phoenix earlier this year. Chase Briscoe got the win. Who was he battling with at the end? Ross Chastain. That was one of the first signs, and like Phoenix is what, the 4th race of the year? So he probably showed something within the first 3, but that was one of the first signs that we saw with Chastain to say, okay, he's going to show up. And then what happens? Wins at Coda, wins at Talladega. He's had some great runs at various other tracks so far. Again, most top 5s up to this point. Larson's like 2nd. I think Chastain's got 7 and Larson's got 6. So like he's right behind him. There's a good chance that Larson could repeat as champion. But right now, and it's probably going to change when we get to the playoffs, don't get me wrong, but for right now, I'm going to take Ross Chastain to win the title, and probably in what would be probably one of the most insane championship seasons we've seen, just for the sheer fact that probably nobody saw it coming. But I've got him doing it. In terms of the final 4 in order, I have Larson finishing 2nd, Blaney 3rd, and Elliott 4th. So, back in the preseason, I said I had Tyler Reddick having the breakout season and him making it all the way to the final 4 and, and coming in, at least getting there. In here, that's Ross Chastain. When we get to the playoffs, probably going to change, but we'll see. With all that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.